Hello everyone and welcome to HGP Con videos, where I do vlogs of conventions that I go to, from the traveling that I go to the conventions that I attend. So if you guys love to see what I do during these convention days and what I do from conventions that you want me to attend to, or if you have a recommendation of what convention I should attend, then you're in the right spot. If you love to see content like this from my travels to a convention, from all the daily entries of a convention to everything else in between, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button so you can be notified when I'll be recording next. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get things started with our first entry of D23. Before we actually get started on D23, we have to actually go back to day 0. Now, if you have been seeing the day 0 vlog, we actually literally stopped around 11 a.m. in the morning. And the thing is that at 11 a.m., we were thinking that, okay, there's nothing much to do. I mean, the con is closed, day 0 stuff is already done, you don't need to really go into the convention and all that jazz. Look, I'm a person who actually wants to stay up late. I'm actually up to like 1 or 2 in the morning every day just doing some random stuff. And I'm like, okay, why the heck not? You know what? It's like midnight right now. We might as well just go check out what the con is doing on right now. And so I pretty much convinced my friends, Jessica and Omi, to say, hey, let's go ahead and head over to the convention. What's up, y'all? We just got out of our hotel. It's currently midnight right here over at the Anahiem resort. And we are on our Homewood Suites Hilton Hotel. I'm here with a couple of friends of mine, Omi and Ramnesh, Just Animation, who's gonna be hanging with me throughout the whole weekend. Glad to have you guys here, by the way. So, are you guys ready to check out whatever D23 is? Let's go. So we ended up walking all the way over to the Anahiem Convention Center at around midnight, and it's kind of usual as it is. Like, what happens at the front of the entrance, where you have those white tents pretty much checking your bags and stuff. The security guards are still there, and obviously they're blocking it off. No one's gonna go into the D23 grounds. What I've been hearing recently is the fact that people line up really early to get into those big panels. Like, I know that there's panels like for Marvel, for Star Wars, for Disney parks, for, you know, anything that's Disney, and it all happens in Hall D23. And that huge convention hall definitely does have those big announcements. And what I've been hearing is that people line up like really early in order for them to actually get a spot in there. That is actually true. Right now. Is it just to go in, or?
No, this is for
really?
People want to go. The crazies.
So you don't want to actually, so the sense here is you can't actually queue up until 4 in the morning, right? Or 5 in the morning, right? What's happening?
We're saying fuck it.
Okay, so you're just gonna wait outside like this? Oh shit.
Because we're the crazies.
Okay, so you guys are the crazies. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys actually like switching turns, sleeping over or something?
Yeah, some of us.
Okay, so at least you guys are having a spotted line while you guys are doing that. Okay. Dang, alright. So good luck, guys. They're kind of saying like, fuck it, I'm not going to listen to these rules. I want to have a good spot in whatever Hall D23 has. And day 1 has their Disney Legends panel, which is pretty much like, okay, you're going to announce like some celebrities that are going to become quote Disney Legends. Yeah, that's my cup of tea, to be fair. So I didn't really want to, you know, line up in this line, even though the line was actually pretty small. There was only like a couple of people that were lining up, but that's where I heard about the term Disney crazies. And yeah, there are the crazy people that will line up really early to get access to whatever big convention news is going to come up. I mean, it's kind of like SDCC with their Hall H, for example. Pretty much overall from day 0, we just walked to the convention, just pretty much checked out whatever these people are lining up for. Apparently this Disney Legends panel on day 1 is what they're really looking up for. And then we just walked back to our hotel and wanted to get ourselves a rest. I mean, come on, it's day 1. You don't want to be sleepy on day 1. And with that in mind, we closed off day 0 and let's start off day 1. Alright, well, I guess we could probably just sign off for here. But anyways, day 0, D23, we're just pretty much chilled out here for now.
Day 0, D23, baby, what's up?
We'll see you back on day 1. Day 1 at D23. We pretty much got ourselves our badges for D23 Expo Fridays. Apparently all of us ended up getting all 3 days, so thankfully we were able to, you know, use these badges to get through D23. So the thing is that we're all cosplayers. We love to cosplay characters. I mean, Disney characters amongst, there's a lot of them around. But recently we have been watching a lot of Disney TVA, and there's a lot of huge shows that came out for Disney TVA, from Big City Greens, Hamster and Gretel. and two awesome shows that recently came up from Disney Channel called Amphibia and the Owl House. Today, on day one, we cosplayed Amphibia. So for me, I cosplayed as Aunt Boonchoy. She's my favorite character, by the way. I dressed up in her LA gear with the pink shirt and the purple shoes, and also the little afro hair. I mean, to be fair, the hair is pretty awesome, actually, just to wear that thing. First, I actually wore that wig, I thought it was like, I don't think I'm gonna be rocking this immediately, but a lot of people actually do like the hair. They said, like, they complimented me throughout D23 saying like, your hair is awesome, and etc, etc. And a lot of people actually do recognize me as Anne, so I was pretty happy that people still know Amphibia, even if the show kind of ended in May. So, you know, the Amphibia fandom is still awesome, and it's great. So awesome, Amphibia fans are amazing. Jessica, she was cosplaying as Marcy Wu. She finally actually debuted her Marcy Wu cosplay, and it looked really amazing on her. And then Omid was cosplaying Spring Planter, the LA Spring Planter, with the hoodie and t-shirt and everything. He did a pretty good job himself as well. So to be fair, all of us cosplayed as Amphibia, and we all did great. So I was pretty happy to actually cosplay with these friends, because we all love the same shows. We all love to be bonded up together when it comes to amazing shows like Amphibia. And now that we're all cosplaying together, this is going to be quite a fun ride if we could see other Amphibia cosplayers as well. Alright, we're on our way to D23. Another awesome time with these Amphibia folks here. Outside, I don't see much people around, but I feel like everyone's already inside D23. But I hope to see y'all over at the con. But yeah, day one of D23 starts right now. Let's get things started, y'all. So, besides that, let's head straight over to the convention center. Now, we walked outside, and the fact that it's actually very cloudy. Like, okay, I thought the clouds were going to come in on Saturday, because I thought day 2 was going to be where the rain began, but apparently it was actually pretty muggy. Like, when you walked outside, you feel the heat, but like in the skies, it's totally gray. So it's telling me, like, is it going to rain? Is it just overcast? But the heat definitely kind of get to us. Like, it was right in the 90s or something, but it was definitely muggy. Like, we were actually very comfortable in our cosplays, so it was actually kind of nice to actually walk into D23. And it actually was kind of cool is that there's also cosplayers from everywhere cosplaying as well. So I ended up seeing a lot of like Disney princesses, a lot of Disney heroes, some creative ones, by the way. And no doubt about it, they're definitely showing up at this Disney Con, and it was no doubt amazing just to see a lot of those people. Pretty much, our hotel was literally like 1 block away from the convention center, and all we had to do was just pretty much walk a couple stoplights, and we're able to get ourselves into the security line. So security itself obviously was pretty thorough. Check your bags, check for metal stuff, and then you can go in. It's long, by the way. Like, I understand. Day 1 is supposed to be very long, considering that there's a lot of people going to the D23. It is a capped event, but still, a lot of people still go into these lines just to get into D23. So to be fair, just a lot of people just trying to get themselves inside. And the other thing, too, is that that's not the only entrance. There's a lot more other entrances to go into D23. From the left side, where the Sheraton was, with the right side, where Disneyland is. And yeah, no doubt about it, there definitely was a lot of lines just to get themselves into D23. To be fair, line wasn't that bad. Yeah, it was long, but to be fair, it was very thorough. All we had to do was just run through the line, wait 15 minutes, and then after that 15 minutes, we're able to actually get into the front, and what we have to do is just tap our badge, security guards check our luggage, and then we're able to go in. I kind of want to back up here. I actually want to talk about a certain rule that also applies to the Disney parks. You know the whole selfie stick rule where, you know, you can't bring selfie sticks anymore because it can bother the attraction, for example? It actually still occurs in D23. So I had myself a selfie stick in my luggage. The thing is that what security guards are going to do is that they'll always ask you if they want to throw it away, or you have to go back to your hotel and put it where it is. Thankfully, this one security guard says, you know what, don't show it in D23, then you should be fine. So I was actually pretty happy about that. Like, I do not want to go back to my hotel room and drop off this selfie stick. It's still a convention, and look, a selfie stick is not going to hurt anybody. We're not going to ride or anything. Like, why do we need to throw away our selfie sticks? This is not, I don't know. It's weird, but Disney rules, I guess, still apply even at D23. So after that, we were able to get ourselves into D23, and of course, all of us are very excited to see what this convention is going to look like. We just pretty much walked through the hallway, and lo and behold, when we saw right in front of us, the entrance to D23 was pretty much right in front of us. 23 Expo, we are in here. This is the ultimate fan Disney event, and Finally, the first time actually here in Anahiem Convention Center. So this is gonna be fun.
Thank you.
It's gonna be a fun one. The Disney 100 sign was also there too. We needed to take a picture, so we took a picture of all of us in our Amphibia cosplays in front of the Disney 100 sign. And then right after that, we decided to go inside and check out what D23 has. Welcome to D23, all. This is the biggest Disney convention ever. Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, Pixar,
And Disney TVA. What's up?
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah, it's already looking. This is already a small crowd, but I'm liking it so far, and it's already looking great. Can't wait to go inside the dealer's hall and see how that goes. So we would enter into D23 with one of the entrances that leads into the exhibit hall, and lo and behold, when we first entered D23, we were able to see the Hulk hand for some reason, and lo and behold, we were actually behind the Marvel Studios booth, and holy crap, it's huge. Like, okay, besides the fact that there's a photo op of Hulk's hand, there's a lot of awesome stuff that were actually there in the Marvel Studio. Like the displays looks amazing with all the Marvel heroes, and then on the side there's also the costumes and everything. So to be fair, it looked pretty awesome, the fact that we were able to see and all that kind of stuff. So already mind blown. The fact that the first booth that I went to was Marvel, and a lot of good shit was there. And then literally right behind the Marvel Studios booth was LucasFilms booth, and you get to see all the Star Wars stuff. And what's really interesting was the fact that there's like one project called Willow, which I don't know about. I believe it's a show on Disney Plus, or some sort of movie that's supposed to be coming out from LucasFilms that I don't know about. But I don't know if people know about Willow, but if you guys want to talk about it in the comments, please do. But the other thing that also struck me was the fact that there's some Indiana Jones stuff, and I'm like, Indiana Jones? What is that supposed to be? Like, Indiana Jones clothes, well, obviously you get to see Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones. You also get to see like some other clothes there as well. I didn't actually know this until Saturday when they actually said that there's going to be a brand new movie for Indiana Jones. So it's like, okay, when you're there on Friday, you're kind of thinking, well, what are we going to do? We're just literally just thinking, okay, this is just, oh, awesome displays of Indiana Jones. Awesome. I get to see the outfit and all that. But lo and behold, I didn't know it expected to be a brand new future movie to say. And then we also did check out the Disney Bundle booth as well. Okay, if you don't know the Disney Bundle does have 3 platforms all in the bundle. Disney Plus, obviously. And you also get to see Hulu and ESPN Plus as well. So we went around that booth and it looked pretty cool. It was actually the biggest booth, I believe, in the hall. What was kind of crazy is the fact that there are actually some spots in the exhibit hall where you can actually be able to get some free swag. If you're a D23 Gold member or if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you should be able to actually get those free stuff. The stuff that they actually have for free is, well, I'm going to say really lackluster from the Disney Plus side, where they actually gave you some cards. It's just pretty much packs of cards where you get to see all the stuff that Disney Plus has. And I was able to open a couple of packs and was able to get a couple of cards. Okay, we just went to the Disney Plus booth over here, and they gave us some cards. So let's open it up and see what they are. Seats. Oh, they got Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, we got some...
Star Wars, huh?
And, oh, we got some Star Wars one. That's pretty sick. Nice. Alright, cool. We got some awesome cards. And yeah, they were just giving out these packs for if you're a gold member. So all I had to do was just show the fact that I'm a gold member and also tap my badge, and I was able to actually get these cards. So yeah, it was kind of that same thorough procedure that comes to some of the booths, where if you want to do this, if you want to do that, you have to tap your badge, and then you can be able to do whatever the heck you want to do in the booth. And at the end of it, you end up getting a awesome prize at the end of it. Besides that, Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus definitely was the biggest booth. And the thing is that we were not done with that booth. We had a lot more to explore, but we'll go back to that booth later. So we did also walk around a little bit. We also did see a couple of other Amphibia cosplayers, especially that one Sasha. Look, we were just like, there's a Marcy, there's an Anne, there's a Sprig. Where's our Sasha? And we were able to actually find our Sasha with one of the cosplayers. And what's kind of weird is that Sasha actually was just roaming around the same time we were. So it's like, wait, are you the only Sasha Waybright here? And I'm guessing she was, because like she was, I don't know. We just keep on seeing her, by the way.
Hi again.
Hi again. Hi again. Little Sasha Waybright right here. Yeah, it was awesome just to see some Amphibia cosplayers out there. I do love the fact that there's some people that actually stop for us and say like, oh my god, we love your Amphibia cosplays.
Good stuff.
Thank you, thank you. So it's like, okay, great. We did a great job with that, so awesome. We actually did end up going to the Disney Publishing section where we get to see all the books that we can actually be able to see from Disney Publishing. There are actually two books that kind of intrigue my eyes. The Imagineering Story. If you don't know about that, Imagineering Story is actually on Disney Plus. That's actually a really awesome series to watch. So I ended up buying that. I also ended up buying a Disney Bound book because Disney bounding is a huge thing also at Disneyland, Disney World. And if you want to quote unquote cosplay when you're at Disneyland, there's this whole tip book on how to Disney bound. Apparently Jessica knows the author of the book. So when she was in line, I wanted to get the book. So I ended up getting it. And luckily Jessica was next in line. So I had to go straight back to the autograph line. And then Jessica had a conversation with the author because apparently they know each other, and I just wanted a signature. Good thing to have, especially if you're a cosplayer and you really want to like show off the fact that you cosplay in a Disneyland park. Because I know they have their strict rules in cosplay, and I understand that it does get a little bit tedious, especially if you want to cosplay at Disneyland. Me are currently here at the publishing area. We're buying some books here. I got some Disney bounding and some Imagineering Story stuff. You have more than that actually.
I got Imagineering Story. Kingdom Keepers.
Nice.
Okay,
okay, first impressions on the con. You liking it so far?
Love it. Love it.
It's amazing. Holy shit. I'm loving it so far. We got a lot more to explore on the floor, so, you know, we'll keep on recording while we explore D23. Right next door from the Disney Publishing booth is the Twisted Wonderland booth. Obviously, as an anime fan, and a lot of my friends are definitely huge fans of Twisted Wonderland, we want to check out the booth ourselves. And I already have a POV video of Twisted Wonderland, so if you go ahead and check that video out, you can see full hand on how that whole booth was. Overall, the booth looked pretty awesome. And somebody told me that was actually like a reimagining of a booth that was there before. So it's like, okay, Aniplex, you're just not ruining your setup, you're just keeping the old setup, and you're just putting a new Twisted Wonderland layout out of it. I guess that's how you save money. After the Twisted Wonderland booth, we just realized our time was around 11 o'clock, and we decided to say, hey, we might as well just get an early lunch. So we went to one of the booths that were there. There's a lot of like food booths that are around D23's exhibit hall, and we picked up this one booth that was serving pizza, and we ended up just getting ourselves a personal pan pizza for us to eat. Because right at 12:30 was going to be our first panel. We went out of the exhibit hall to find the premiere stage, which apparently was on the other side of the convention hall, so we had to make a long walk and actually had to head up those stairs in order for us to get into the premiere stage. Now, for us, Jessica and me ended up getting those tickets, and if you don't know about the registered tickets, well, you have to enter yourself into these like random drawings, so it's like a sweepstakes to say. If you want to get yourself into a panel, your name will be randomly drawn. Luckily, Jessica was able to get the Disney Marvel game showcase, and no doubt about it, I was a huge fan of the games. I would love to actually get into this panel. Since Jessica was able to get that ticket and she also was able to get one guest, we decided to both go to the premiere stage and check out the panel. Looking from how the standby queue was, that was pretty long to say, but if you actually stayed in that standby queue, especially for this panel, you were able to actually get in. So it wasn't that bad to get into that panel, but I understand some people who actually see that queue will be like, I can't get myself in. No, you can get yourself in. It's just that you really have to wait patiently. You probably will not see the whole entire Disney Marvel game showcase, but to say the least, just stay in that queue and you should be able to get in. We're here at a panel called Disney Marvel Game Showcase. Oh wow. Let's go see Kingdom Hearts 4, everybody. Woohoo! Disney and Marvel. Let's get Kingdom Hearts 4. Let's go. So the Disney Marvel Game Showcase that was happening at 1 p.m. on D23 showcased a lot of awesome games that were going to be coming out for pretty much most of the consoles. The first thing that popped out was Tron Identity, and that one, if you're into Tron, it looks like the Tron movies that you've seen, and obviously with the light cycles and the battles that happen at Tron. If you're a fan of that, you definitely would love to check out that game. It looks pretty interesting, maybe something I could buy on Steam. But one game that actually did pop my eye out was Disney's Illusion Island. That's supposed to be like a side-scroller with 4 players. It looks to be a fun adventure game with your friends, and it's also for the Nintendo Switch. And for me, being a Switch owner, this definitely feels like a game that I could probably check out. Let's see how the reviews goes, but I feel like it's going to be pretty fun. There's also a lot of Marvel games that also got announced, like Marvel's Midnight Suns, that had all the Marvel characters all inside, from like the X-Men, the Deadpool, to Spider-Man, everyone in between. When I saw the trailer, it looked pretty epic, so maybe I can get myself into that one. Plus the fact that they're also facing off against Thanos, so it's like, yeah, why not beat Thanos? It's kind of like Avengers Endgame again, to say. There's also Marvel Strike Force, which is already a mobile game for everybody, so if you're into Marvel Strike Force, there's some updates on that. And then there's this weird game called Marvel Snap, which is supposed to be a Pokemon Go-ish game for your mobile phone. And all you gotta do is just collect superheroes and battle. And then after the showcase ended, there was also these interviews that were happening as well, that had the creators, that had the people who are behind the scenes making these games. We were able to actually sit down in that and check those games out, and had a little bit more information on what the games are going to be and everything. But one thing that came out of this was the fact that we were able to get some free swag from this panel. So I don't even know if this is the thing, but if you actually stay throughout the rest of the panel, you do end up getting some free swag, which I thought was amazing. So it's like, okay, cool, I sat through this. What's my prize? You get a lot of free stuff. We did end up with getting some stuff, some posters, by the way. There's some games I actually didn't announce during this, so like Dreamlight Valley. So if you're into Dreamlight Valley, there's that. Got some Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga, so if you're into Star Wars stuff, that's for y'all as well. Oh shoot, I forgot Mirrorverse. That's right. They also are talking about this new Mirrorverse game that has all the Marvel characters on it. I'm sorry, that has all the Disney characters on it. So if you're into this, I believe it's gonna be pretty epic. But I love like the design of this poster, so I might put this on my wall somewhere, if anything. On Monkey Island, I believe they were putting some Pirates of the Caribbean theme that was on this before, but now they're just putting it to Return to Monkey Island. I think one more poster we had here. Oh yeah, that's right. They also did talk about the Disney Mario Kart-esque sort of game that they're going to be bringing out called Speedstorm. This looks pretty cool, by the way. When I saw the trailer for Speedstorm, I'm like, why not? You have Mario Kart before. Why not have a racing game with your Disney characters? So that's, yeah, it can get pretty epic to say. If anybody wants these posters, hit me up in the comments and probably I'll give it to you. I don't know. One more thing that also came out of the Disney Marvel Game Showcase was, the pins that they're also giving away as well. They were able to get a World of Heroes Marvel pin as well. So that's also a new game coming out. These are going to be a lot of fun games to say. And I was pretty excited to see the trailers, the announcements, and the stuff that was brought up from that. But yeah, awesome stuff that they had from the panel. D23 having their premiere for Disney and Marvel games. You see a bunch of crowd of people coming back to the main hall. So we're just watching with the traffic right now. Use the escalator. Use the escalator here if you want.
Winner is?
Excuse me. It's really cute. Kind of impressed. Oh, we still gotta get a shot for your Marcy, by the way.
Let's go to the room first.
Alright, yeah.
And then we'll come back.
Okay.
After that, we'll after.
Yeah, let's drop off our stuff first. Okay, sounds good. So after the Disney Marvel's game showcase, me and Jessica ended up heading back to our hotel room because we had a lot of stuff. I was able to get some stuff from the Disney Publishing booth. I was able to get a couple stuff from the Swiss of Wonderland booth. And of course, all the free stuff we ended up getting from the Disney Marvel game showcase. So we decided to get back to our hotel room, and the thing that we first saw was the fact that it was starting to rain. Like, it was starting to rain pretty hard to say, like a storm was brewing. The winds were really wild, the rain was pouring down. A weird shower just came down, and yeah, it looked like a storm was a brewing over at Anahiem on day one. Look, we're still gonna be in our cosplays. It wasn't really gonna bother us. So I was still gonna be Anne, Jessica was still going to be Marcy, and we ended up still being in our cosplays. All we did was just drop off our stuff, took a little break. We bought back into D23, and there wasn't much of a line anymore considering that everybody was pretty much inside the convention center. So it's like, okay, there's no line at all. So it's pretty much like a 5-minute wait where you just go through the line, tap your badge, check your bags, and then head straight inside the convention center. So just a little heads up, if you want to check out the stores that were going to be in D23, there was something that was happening in the expo that you needed to do. So for example, if you want to hit up the D23 Marketplace, which has all the stuff that's already out for you to buy, that's not out in the parks, or if you want to check out Mickey's of Glendale or the Disney Studio Store Hollywood, those need to be with special permission. And I didn't know about this until somebody from the line that I was in for the Disney Publishing line pretty much told me, go into this virtual queue if you want to go into these places. So I didn't know about this, but I think everybody knew by now. If you want to go into these places to shop, you need to go into this virtual queue thing. And it's weird how the virtual queue is, because it tells you to register starting at 6 in the morning and at 1 p.m. And we weren't able to do it at 6 in the morning considering that we were sleeping at day 1. But when 1 o'clock hit, that was the start of the Disney Marvel's Game Showcase. So besides the fact that I saw the trailers and all that, I was like literally on my phone looking to get into the virtual queue. And to be fair, the app sucks. Like, I was not able to actually get myself into the virtual queue until like 10 or 15 minutes after. I have to reset my app. I had to re-download my app sometimes just for me to get into that virtual queue. Luckily, I was able to get into the virtual queue, and they told me like a wait time of like 205 minutes, 210 minutes. So it tells me like, look, you're gonna be waiting this long, but once that number hits for you, then go back into this D23 Marketplace. A little bit inconvenient, but at the same time, actually not bad. Considering what you're gonna be doing at D23, you're gonna be shopping around, going to panels, seeing your friends here and there. It's a good time for you to actually get into that queue and say, okay, fine, I'll wait this time to get into the marketplace. And the other thing too is like, they'll give you an hour time. So for example, if you're not gonna make it on time on that specific time they actually call you up, they at least give you an hour leeway for you to go back into the line to get into whatever place you want to go to. I love the fact that they have this virtual queue, because like, I would rather not be waiting in line for a long time instead of just going around the convention. So smart idea from Disney to do that. The one thing that I have to say, really do fix up your freaking app, because it was bad enough for me to try to get into that virtual queue for anything. 23 again. We're now heading through a second time around day 1 of D23. Feels so much better. Feels so much better. You gotta be kidding me for Hamster and Gretel?
Is that it?
I think so. I'm gonna look upstairs.
Is this right?
So it was around 4 o'clock already, and me and Jessica decided to check out the Hamster and Gretel panel that was around 4:30 p.m. What happened is that we didn't get a ticket for that, so we had to stand in the standby queue. So what we did was that we went to the line that says standby queue, tapped our badges, and went into the standby queue. And to be fair, for that panel, there really wasn't anybody there. Being huge fans of Disney TVA, we say, what's the next big project, considering Amphibia and the Owl House are currently about to end. The next one that's already coming up is Hamster and Gretel, made by Dan Povenmire, who also made Phineas and Ferb. So huge history when it comes to this big cartoon, and if you saw the previews of Hamster and Gretel, it kind of reminds you of Phineas and Ferb pretty much. It's weird considering that this is all about a superhero girl with his superhero rodent, or the hamster, and of course their big brother who didn't have superpowers at all. I already watched a couple episodes of Hamster and Gretel. I thought it was actually pretty fun. Very slice of life-ish, but there is like a story that's kind of in there, considering that these aliens, they gave Gretel and her hamster these superpowers. Tell me that there's something going on, because these aliens are also giving away other people powers, not even Kevin. It's mostly random people that become supervillains, and Gretel and the hamster are the ones that are trying to, you know, fight off evil in their town, to say. So it's an interesting little idea, but very slice of life-ish at the moment. I don't see a story arc that's happening at the moment, but Hamster and Gretel was actually pretty fun to check out. So it was an hour-long panel, and we wanted to see the stars of Hamster and Gretel.
Awesome.
I'm shooting a TikTok.
Oh god.
Now put your hands together for TikTok star Dan Povenmire. Kevin.
Yeah.
Go houseman. It was is our executive, co-producer and
Co-producer and story editor.
And story editor.
Rob, we went through this 7 times backstage. We did.
I'm also the voice of the power imbuing aliens.
I am. I'm one of the aliens.
Oh,
yeah. Right?
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Joanna and I not only run the show, but we run their lives.
Which is a great segue because the aliens give powers unimaginable to not just our heroes, but also some of our villains, including Karina, the voice of La Cebolla.
Oh yeah.
And then we have the amazing Carolina Ravassa, who voices Carolina. And Mr. Thomas Sanders as the Nayslayer. Well,
did you not get a microphone?
Do you have a mic, Thomas?
Oh, okay.
I put it over here so I didn't drop it.
Today I'll be moderating, but don't worry because I've also played one on TV.
Nice.
Show them your jacket.
Oh yeah, show the jacket. So I voiced the moderator in the first episode of Hamster and Gretel, and someone decided, hey, it'd be really fun to have Brock moderate. So let's do them proud. And yeah, this is my jacket. I also voice Fist Puncher.
Oh, nice.
How was that? Yeah, shout out to Small Town Weirdo, and that is, my character opposite Allison Stoner's Destructress. So we're so excited to be here, and I have to say that for me, this is a really special homecoming because I actually started at Disneyland, and to be back here 15 years later on this stage, surrounded by friends and family and amazing artists, it's just a huge honor.
We were able to see Dan Povenmire, we were able to see the voice of Gretel, we were able to see the voice of Kevin, we were able to see the voice of the other villains that were there. The Onion Lady, by the way, was there, and she does an amazing voice. And we also did see some preview clips about Hamster and Gretel. So, to say the least, we spent an hour long in there, but it was all fun, considering that there's the panelist was able to answer their questions, and also the best part was the fact that some fans that loved Phineas and Ferb, Hamster and Gretel, or Milo Murphy's Law went up to the microphone and also asked their questions as well. Amazing cosplays, by the way. I saw people cosplaying as Dr. Doofenshmirtz. There's a person who was literally Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and then their baby was actually Perry the Platypus, but I thought was adorable. I'm sorry I don't have pictures for that, but if you were there, you understand. Like I said, if you attend these panels, you do get something free in the end, and we did end up getting something for free, which I thought was, again, amazing. This time around, we actually did end up getting some awesome swag from the Hamster and Gretel booth. We actually did end up getting some Hamster and Gretel pins. You get to see Gretel, get to see Hamster, get to see the logo right there. 2 of them you haven't seen, but they're actually on my lanyard. You get to see the logo for Hamster and Gretel. Look at this. It's like I said, show when it comes to Hamster and Gretel. Maybe watching more episodes can tell me if it's going to be a really good show. But so far, the show has been alright to say. It's not as big as Big City Greens, not as epic like Amphibia or The Owl House, but who knows? It could be epic later on in the show. We don't know. I mean, Amphibia started off pretty slow, and look at it now. It's fucking good. Please watch Amphibia. Please watch Amphibia. It's amazing.
And that starts to drive things in the second season. And enemies become friends, friends become enemies. There's a lot of intrigue going on in the second half.
And someone finds out about Gretel and Hamster's powers.
There's at least one person who...
What? I know who it is.
Well,
And have you taught your daughter about NDAs? Really important.
I actually have one in my back pocket.
but yes, somebody in the group does find out about Hamster and Gretel's powers accidentally, and there are repercussions from that as well.
But Dan, don't you think that, I don't know, over the course of the season, you know, we sort of honed in on the tone of the show, and I feel like as every episode continues, the show
It's getting better.
It becomes more of itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the show's maturing.
After the whole Hamster and Gretel panel, it's actually time for us to actually head back to the D23 Marketplace, and there's a lot of awesome stuff in the Marketplace. There was a lot of pins that I was able to collect. There was a lot of t-shirts. There was a lot of awesome stuff that you can be able to buy right now that is not available in the Disney store, for example, or shopdisney.com, or even in the Disney parks. They're available for only the D23 participants. So my thing is, like, I would love to get all the stuff over there, but obviously money is gonna be a big issue. So what do I care most, actually, was the fact that there's a lot of pins that were exclusive to D23. So as a pin collector myself, I'm like, okay, why not? Who knows, this could be big of value later on. So as a pin collector, I obviously wanted to check out the pins that were obviously for the Disney parks. It says here Disney pin, so I'm hoping this is going to be a Disney park thing, but there's some exclusive Tron stuff they got, which, you know, is pretty amazing. Apparently 40 years of Tron, so awesome with that. I'm a huge fan of Princess and the Frog, that they also did have some Princess and the Frog pins as well. There you go, Princess and the Frog pins, which was amazing. They also do have a lot of Disney exclusive stuff celebrating the Disney 100 celebration. And there's this one thing that was like in a box somewhere. I'm like, where's the display? What is this supposed to be? And the thing is that it's actually priced pretty well, like $35 for this sort of thing. And I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and check it out. I mean, you can open it, and what was in there was actually a Starbucks Disney 100 branded, one of those things that you can drink from. And it looked pretty cool. It has the silver on it, it has Mickey Mouse on it, and it also has a logo for Disney 100, and even the Starbucks logo as well. So it tells me, like, okay, you know what, I'll get it. I love Starbucks, and obviously this is something new that people will not get until next year, because the Disney 100 celebration doesn't start until next year. So got that from me. So actually, yeah, this is the whole entire mug for the Disney 100 D23 celebration. So like I said here, Mickey Mouse on it, got Starbucks logo on it, and of course you have the Disney 100 logo that obviously they're celebrating for next year. And like I said, this looked pretty cool. Like, this is something I would actually have as my like drink whenever I go to work, or if I have a hot day, I can use this to drink as well. There's a lot of Star Wars swag that was also there as well, so I ended up buying this awesome shirt. I believe this is going to be for the Disney park soon, but this looked pretty epic. One with the Force. I think there's like, the Force is with me. Yeah, see? Pretty epic, right? And also the silver texting as well, so I'm happy with this one. Oh god, I don't want to check the price on that. So in the D23 Marketplace, I was able to get a lot of swag from there, from the pins to the t-shirts to the epic Disney mug that I ended up getting. And I only spent like a couple of minutes, like 30 minutes over there. Thankfully, we were able to get there pretty fast, buy our stuff, and head out to our next panel. What up, y'all? Still at D23 at the Marketplace right now, and yeah, it's currently packed from what I've been seeing here. This is going to be a quite interesting little find just to see some. I don't think I'm going to care for exclusives, but to be fair, it's going to be a crazy shopping place right now. Oh, and I forgot. We also did go to the D23 Gold Member Lounge. I didn't actually say that, but we did actually go to the D23 Gold Member Lounge. And they actually gave out some free swag for us, and this is where we get those pretty epic posters that they were showing over at D23 Expo. So these awesome posters right here. So this D23 poster here, I'm gonna put this on the wall later on, but they had a lot of epic stuff around, from like Captain Marvel to Buzz Lightyear to Oswald, and like a lot of everything in between. I remember seeing Vanellope on Sweets here. There's Tiana for Princess and the Frog. Spider-Man, I like how Spider-Man is in the castle. Indiana Jones, and FYI, yeah, I didn't expect the Indiana Jones announcement, but yeah, I should have known from that picture. I was like, Indiana Jones, the movie, right? And there's Mulan, there's Frozen, yeah, a lot of Disney stuff here. So it's, like I said, it's pretty epic to see how this D23 poster ended up being a lot of big announcements actually to come out of it. So yeah, I will probably post this up somewhere in the stream room eventually. Oh, and also being D23 members, they also did give us a D23 pin. Yeah, official fan club D23. We are fans of Disney. What can you do? Man, this is just great. So after going to the D23 Marketplace, we decided to go for our last panel of the day, which we actually did have tickets for. Walt's plane taking flight through history. Presented by Amazon. Okay, Amazon, you have to be a sponsor here too, I guess. Yeah, Amazon was presenting this presentation. I was like, okay, cool. This is a very company-oriented presentation that's going to be talking about Walt's plane. And by the way, Walt's plane is actually featured in D23. It literally was in the arena. So if you were in the arena and saw that epic plane, that looked amazing, by the way. And it kind of makes you think, how the hell is he working while he's traveling to and fro from California to Florida to New York? It's so weird how Walt was. I guess he was a very busy man, especially running Disneyland, making Disney World, and then running that New York World's Fair. It's like really epic what happened. As a fan of Disney, I was like, okay, why not? I really want to see the history of Disney and what was going on, especially what happened with his plane and everything. So me and Jessica decided to check out this panel. We already have our tickets, so we are easily accessible to go in. But the panel already started when we came to the room. So we went to the archive stage and the panel's already starting. And like I said, we had tickets, so we will be the first people to go in once people go out. Me and Jessica were able to just waiting around, and luckily 2 people did leave, which let me and Jessica sit together to check out Walt's plane. And what we have gathered from the panel was the fact that he used this plane a whole lot. From traveling to Burbank to check out Walt Disney Studios, to his involvement in Disneyland, to going back and forth with this plane for the New York World's Fair, where he was able to debut a lot of huge things at the World Fair. He debuted a whole lot of stuff, from Small World to the Tiki Room to the Carousel of Progress, the Ford car thing that became the People Mover. So it was so huge to see how the hell did Walt Disney do all his work in his own personal plane, flying to all these awesome areas, and even also worked on his Florida project, and in this plane. And I'm like, what made this plane so special for him? And apparently it's an office, so it's not a plane. It's not a plane itself. There's an office. So like in the back of the plane, there literally is an office for him. He has a washroom in there, so if he wants to go to the bathroom or take a shower, he can go in there. In the middle of the plane was where his guests and where his businessmen are going to be like working together for. And then they also do have a washroom inside in the front for them if you want to take the bathroom and stuff. It's so weird how the plane was. And when I looked at it in the arena one day, I was like, how the hell do you fit all of that in there? And I'm like, wow. Walt Disney was a very busy man, and I really was happy to see like how this plane was. He went to all these places, and then of course his passing in 1966 was definitely tragic. And now he kind of makes you think, what happened to the plane? Like, if Walt's not alive, what's his plane doing? And we got the answer from the people in the archive stage, and they said that it actually was featured in a couple movies. So from what we've seen here, The Computer Wore Tennis Shoes, that's a title movie. I never heard of that one, by the way. Now You See Him, Now You Don't. That also a movie that also featured Walt's plane. And now the other thing too is that, okay, look, besides the fact that the plane was actually in movies, where is it? And apparently Walt Disney's plane was actually there since 1990. So it was weird how they actually ended up getting the plane over there. So apparently they treated the entrance to Walt Disney World as a landing strip, and they landed the plane there, and then they had to have like a lot of people lift the plane up and bring it over to Hollywood Studios. And that's where it laid for like all these years until now. It was the end of the panel, and a person from the Palm Springs Aviation Museum actually went back up to the stage, and they announced that they're going to have an exhibit for the plane, and it will actually stay there probably permanently. So the Palm Springs Aviation Museum will hold the plane, and we'll have an exhibit for Walt Disney's plane there. If you're in Palm Springs, and if you want to check out the plane itself, it'll be over there. Probably will have a lot of exhibit stuff, checking out the history of Walt Disney, how he used the plane, etc., etc. And that will be starting in December 5th of this year. The history of that was absolutely amazing. I mean, a huge fan of like how Walt Disney was, how he was able to make Disneyland, and how the heck did he try to do all of these all at once. I'm pretty sure that plane was a very helpful tool in helping Disney become, you know, just Walt Disney himself, making all these awesome projects. I was so starstruck with all the stuff that I saw there. It taught me a lesson, like what this plane really meant for Walt Disney. So I was so happy just to see it and just to see the history of it. And thank you, Amazon, and thank you for those in the archive stage to talk more about it. It was great. It was definitely great to understand. right when the panel ended, it was around 7 o'clock, and that was pretty much the time when the convention pretty much ended. Exhibit halls closing, everybody was pretty much leaving, and all we had to do was pretty much go out to the fountains, take some last minute photos, and then that was pretty much it. We ended up checking out of D23, and D23 Day 1 pretty much ended from there. What up, y'all? Nate again. Thank y'all for checking out of what was going on here at D23 Day 1, but there was a lot of amazing things that were happening out here. I mean, we went through a lot of panels. The one panel that I definitely was amazed about was the Disney Marvel Games panel. No doubt I am overjoyed with what was going on. Mirrorverse is definitely one I can't wait to check out. There's a new Marvel project that's coming out from Skydance, and it's the way that the trailer kind of looks at it. It looks like, how about I say this? Captain America with Black Panther, and it's all back in like the 20s. So it's like we're going back to the world of America, like World War I to say. It's like we get to see young Captain Roger and Black Panther again. So it's like one of the older Black Panthers. So it's going to be pretty crazy how it's going to be. So that's one of the panels I was absolutely excited for. But there was another panel I checked out, the Hamster and Gretel panel. I don't know if you guys ever watched it. I mean, I'm a big fan of D23. I mean, not D23, but Disney TVA stuff. Huge fan of Amphibia, obviously, so I'm wearing Anne Boonshoy for one matter. And it worked out. It all worked out in the end, but Hansel and Gretel looks amazing. Dan Povenmire, he's an awesome guy. Got to meet the voice actors. And yeah, it was just amazing to say. But yeah, I mean, so far we've just been chilling over at the D23 Gold Member Lounge. Yeah, being a Gold Member at D23 gives you all the exclusive camera around and tell you what the D23 Expo's chill lounge looks like. I guess it's open to anybody now in this case, because yeah, it feels like it's all well and fine here. I mean, to be fair, Disney did a great, amazing job for this convention. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. But until then, I guess it's time for us to get dinner and hit the hay. I mean, not hit the hay, but like have the night out to whatever the heck we want to do. But yeah, that's all I can say about here. D23 for Day 1. Day 2 and 3 are coming up real soon. So until then, this is Nate signing off from the vlog. So after we exited D23, we went back to our hotel room, we got out of our Amphibia cosplays, and it's time for us to pretty much hit the night, see what Anahiem has for us. Unfortunately, the storm still turned out terrible. So, like I said before, in the afternoon, the rain started to pour down, the wind started to get all heavy. It got worse at night. So we were literally just waiting for my friend Ryan Silva. He was supposed to pick us up, and he was kind of late. When I looked outside our hotel window, it definitely was really pouring. And I'm like, I will probably not be over one of those crazies trying to stay at midnight just to, you know, check out the Disney Marvel panel. So I decided to say, like, forget about it. I will not do that. So Ryan would actually come to our hotel room like around 30 minutes late. He was able to drive us over to our first destination, which was a local dinner spot that we always love to go to. And it's called Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. Oh yeah. I missed the taste of the chicken. I missed the taste of the waffles. It was a big reunion to say of Roscoe's and me. I miss the chicken, man. It's good. And if you haven't been to Roscoe's, go, because it is really good food that you're going to be checking out on. It's like good old times, huh Ryan?
This is like my third or fourth time I've gone there.
Really?
Most probably third.
Okay, to be fair, every time I go to SoCal, these guys always want me to go to Roscoe's with them. What?
Is that your first time then?
Oh, I used the shoes for my cosplay.
I didn't know. I mean, I didn't even realize the Lowe's before. It was like,
No, the Jordans? Yeah. Yeah, rocking those shoes today. Yeah, they're great.
out.
Dang, nice. Are they Sailor Moon's ones? They are the Sailor Moon ones. Nice. Check that out. Yeah, with an old buddy of mine, Ryan Silva. He's back, baby. I can't believe we reunited once again.
Back in my back where I'm originally from. Walking to my neck of the woods. My real neck of the woods, not no Medford stuff.
This is back in your old town, SoCal, baby.
It's all Anaheim.
we back here over in Anaheim. We're going through Roscoe's, one of my favorite places to go to. But
Excuse me, sir. It's kind of a convention tradition to go to Roscoe's.
But you didn't attend the convention though.
Excuse me, sir, but last I checked, it's either during or after the convention we always go to Roscoe's.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we got everybody around here trying to get some food. So yeah, we haven't had. Well, I had a lunch like pretty early, like around 11:30. So 12 o'clock. Yeah.
I had Costco pizza for lunch, so I'm all
We
good.
had pizza too. Yeah, it was just convention food. So unfortunately, okay, to be fair, like if we were going to walk out to another like place to eat, it would be like, how we say, like Denny's. That would be like the closest one that's there.
Denny's or like, actually Denny's is a little bit like down the street more, but like it's not like where we're right now, like it's off of South Harbor.
Yeah.
Not like Subway or anything like that.
Yeah. So we got our food ready.
Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, so far all of us are just grabbing our foods and let's see how this Roscoe's is like old times.
Wait, Nate, are we in LA? I could have sworn we're in LA, man.
I mean we are.
Anaheim is not LA. It's the same.
It's the OC.
2 hours away from LA.
Actually, no, it's the OC like 1 hour away from LA, or
It's kind of 1.5, but depending on traffic.
So 2 hours away from LA.
right.
But no, like we're not LA. We're just like the Angels aren't LA. We take that out. Like
Anaheim.
Thank you. Bottoms up.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
So it's layered. So it's like the lemonade, the orange juice, and then it's lemonade, fruit punch. Actually, I'm joking.
He's joking around. Yeah, selfie of this. Always good. Always good in Roscoe's, man.
So refreshing. So refreshing.
Everyone's having their food right now.
I'm waiting on my wall.
Yeah. For me with the syrup that just got spilled, but that's okay.
Dip it gravy or something?
Yeah, but there's the piece de resistance for me, the Obama special with the pancake, and I got some syrups and some wings. Let's go. Got some good ass food here tonight. All right.
Otherwise, it's still gonna like moment.
Roscoe's and look at the rain right now. Holy crap! It's like we're in a monsoon. We're definitely in a monsoon to say. Holy crap! I know that a hurricane just passed by, but I'm like, damn. Never expect this. I never expect this kind of California weather, though.
What a nice day to be wearing Jordans and really nice bands, right?
Don't remind me. So after that, we went to check out Requiem because as anime fans, we're kind of wondering what Requiem is. Apparently, Requiem did have a lot of events that was going on, and we were thinking the Undertale event was happening when we were there at D23. Unfortunately, we were there a week early, so we couldn't be able to check out the Undertale events that was happening over there. They did have the Persona 25th anniversary over there. It ended like I think a month or two ago, but there's still a lot of stuff that you can be able to buy, like hoodies, t-shirts, and lanyards. I didn't buy anything. I know Ryan was able to buy a t-shirt there. I think Omid also did buy something too. I may be wrong. But what we care about at Requiem was the drinks. And they did have a lot of good selection of drinks. Non-alcoholic, alcoholic, boba, milk teas, you name it. They actually do have a lot of awesome drinks there. I was able to get like one of those boba drinks out there. I think it's a rum chata thing. It tastes pretty good, to be fair. If they only made their boba better, maybe. Requiem is a really awesome place, considering the environment there is pretty like nerd friendly. So like I saw people playing like card games. I see people playing video games. I see people like watching streams. And then also they do have this like tree setting that I think was for Final Fantasy or something. But like I said, it looked really amazing. If I was to go down there back to Anaheim, I would check out Requiem again because it was, you know, pretty epic. And then after that, Ryan drove us back to our hotel, and that was pretty much it for day one of D23. So that was it for day one. A lot of awesome stuff happened over there. There was a lot of booths that we checked out. There was a lot of epic booths that I wanted to check out a whole lot more. The thing is that we were running out of time. We had a lot of panels to go to, like the Disney Marvel Game Showcase, which showed a lot of amazing games that will be coming out in the future for all consoles. The Walt playing panel definitely was very informative, especially as a fan of Walt Disney himself. I kind of wanted to see how his history was, because how the heck do you make Disneyland and Disney World like this? It's just pretty awesome to see how he's able to do it in this plane from Disneyland, the New York World's Fair, and everything in between. Yeah, it's really informative stuff there. Some things that I kind of missed on going was the Disney Pixar panel. They announced the Wish movie that's coming out, a lot of Disney Pixar shorts, and of course Inside Out 2. So, and the other thing too is that it was actually pretty epic. I would love to be there in that panel. It was at 3:30, and I was thinking it was around like 3 o'clock where we went back to D23 because we wanted to rest at the hotel. And me and Jessica were kind of like, maybe it's too late to actually make it into the whole D23 panel. But I did receive a notification while we were shopping at this D23 Marketplace that there was still seating available. So I was like, fuck. I really wanted to go check it out because I would love to see the announcement. Plus, see Amy Poehler actually announced Inside Out 2. Yeah, that didn't happen. So here's what I actually thought about it. If you actually stay in that standby queue, you can be able to actually make it to the panel. So when I learned about that, I was thinking, why not do it for the one tomorrow in day 2? Because they did have 2 things happening at Hall D23. They have the Marvel, LucasFilms, 20th Century Studios showcase that was happening at 10 a.m. Although you have to be one of those crazies to actually make it into the panel, because yeah, Marvel, hello, you're gonna have big announcements there. But then at the afternoon panel for Hall D23, they had the Disney Television panel, which had all the Disney Plus projects, the Disney Junior project, and Disney Channel projects. That one I wanted to go to mostly because of the Disney Channel stuff. I was thinking, hopefully, cross our fingers, that there was going to be a big announcement for a Big City Greets movie, the next Disney TVA project, the next whatever Disney project they have. You're going to hear more about that on day 2 of D23. But to say the least, day 1 definitely was really fun. I had a blast, to be fair. I had so much stuff that I wanted to do over there that I couldn't be able to do it in time. Luckily, we had 2 more days of D23 to go to. So there's that. And hopefully we're able to get through all the stuff that I wanted to do at D23. So, well, we'll see how it goes. So that was it for day 1. Thank you very much for listening in to what I had for day 1 of D23. Coming up next will be day 2's entry of D23 Expo 2022. If you like what you saw in this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button so you can be notified when I'll put up day 2 of D23. In day 2, I'll give you a little bit of a preview. We actually cosplayed the Owl House, more panels that I went to, especially one Hall D23 panel that I can't wait to describe to you all. Ian, baby. Disney Television, let's go. But from there on, that's pretty much it I can say. From Nate's GP Con videos, thank you all very much for checking out today's video. If you like what you saw, like I said, subscribe, hit the bell button so you can be notified. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on day 2.